We're now gonna move into a more intermediate quadrupedal movement, a more intermediate QM with that QM gallop, or how we call it, the gallop, which is going to be very similar to that basic ground Kong. We're just now going to be turned at an angle, at a diagonal, which causes us to be asymmetrical, which causes there to be both a right and left-sided gallop. There's two ways to use a gallop. One is to just move rapidly on all fours. Again, it is the fastest way to move on all fours. Now, how functional is it to just move on all fours as fast as you can, outside of it just being kind of a movement or for fitness, for an exercise? Utilizing that functional gallop to disperse a drop, using that functional gallop to maintain momentum. Before, when I'm just doing the gallop, to do it multiple times, as I'm reaching with two hands, automatically that backhand is going to hit first. When I'm looking to use a gallop in a more functional way, I'm actually going to be utilizing the other hand first. As I use that gallop, I'm falling and that front hand is going to hit first. The pattern is very similar to a cartwheel, where you go hand, hand, foot, foot. Same with that gallop, I go hand, hand, foot, foot. The way we like to introduce this is with an obstacle prop of a rail. We talk about having that side Kong where we scoop into a table. With that scooping into a table, maintaining our momentum, starting to build that ability to lower in the legs, scoop forward, get to that table. We transfer that to the side Kong on a rail, where instead of scooping to the ground, I scoop my hands to the rail. Now, as I do this, the hand that's closest to is naturally gonna touch first. Again, that same idea behind when I actually use the gallop on the ground is that front hand actually hits first. So as I scoop, this hand hits, my other hand hits second and further. I'm then jumping my feet over, and then I can go into a ground Kong just to get used to maintaining that forward momentum. Basic version of that: scooping, getting my hands on the rail, jumping my feet to the side, ground Konging out. Any kind of a Kong, if I move my hands, I move my feet next. If I move my feet, I move my hands next. So scooping into that table. Ultimately, we want to build that pattern of hand, hand, foot, foot. So as I go into this, I'm going to actually run out of it and not ground Kong out of it. I'm still scooping into my table, going right hand, left hand, which means I'm gonna drop left foot, right foot. It's the foot that's closest to once I jump over. So the initial hand is the one closest to, and the initial foot after I jump over is the one closest to. So scooping to my table and moving out of it. This then starts to transform more into that functional gallop. We like to turn the rail diagonal. One of the things you're looking to do with that functional gallop is to swing your hips. One of the ways we can cue that is by using a diagonal rail. I utilize that gallop when getting down. As my body lowers, I start to come down and I can use my hands to maintain that forward momentum. Moving out of a QM, moving out of a quadrupedal movement is going to be faster coming out of something that is asymmetrical versus something that is symmetrical like a ground Kong. The use of this, as opposed to landing, absorbing, standing up, and then moving forward, I'm maintaining that forward momentum. As I land, I keep my chest moving forward and I just use my hands to direct my movement forward. The more you practice that basic catwalk, that basic ground Kong, and then that more intermediate gallop, the easier, the stronger, the more comfortable you will be utilizing it out of a drop and having the ability to really push off the ground. The swaying of the hips makes it easier to keep my feet underneath me, my body moving forward, and to more efficiently move out of it. The way we mimic that, the way we cue it, is with a diagonal rail. As I scoop into this, if it's at a diagonal, it causes me to swing my hips. And the idea is to move in the direction of the rail. Swinging those hips, keeping them behind you, keeping them up, maintaining that chest down to keep my momentum moving forward. From there, we still utilize the rail, we just do it with our hands on the ground. So I'm still going to scoop, I'm still going to reach with that hand like I'm gonna put it on the rail, but now I'm gonna put it on the other side of the rail to get used to doing it on the ground. Using a line on the ground, I'm still doing it on the ground, but I'm having a visual cue of where to put my hands and where to jump my leg over. Utilizing either hands on the rail, feet over, hands on the other side of the rail, but in the same pattern, feet over, hands on the line, feet over, and then transferring over to being able to do that on the ground. I utilize those same mechanics to do a side Kong over a rail. Same idea, the rail was just on the ground. Now it's still the same hand, hand, foot, foot, hand, hand, foot, foot to get over. You can utilize it to get down. I'm using my hands to help lower me to the ground. I'm gonna utilize that mechanics of the gallop, which is also that same mechanic of the side Kong, to safely lower myself, using those arms to bring myself closer to the ground slower, and then disperse, utilizing that gallop and maintain momentum from something higher. So as I jump and land, I utilize that side Kong to help lower me closer to the ground, and then I utilize the gallop to maintain my momentum and move out of it in a safe, efficient way. Advancing that intermediate basic movement of the gallop, which transferred into that side Kong, to utilize a side Kong or a gallop to get down from something, dispersing my force but maintaining my momentum. So as I lower myself down from here, I do that same hand, 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 foot, foot to absorb, disperse, and maintain momentum.